Hi everyone, Kelt here. Bringing you my thoughts on the latest goings on with the Harkles. First we get Meghan basically kicked out of another country, this time South Africa. When she toured South Africa, the people were not impressed. She got a lot of things wrong. And now with the latest, with the story about the fire in the nursery, which is ridiculous, this has exacerbated the already dubious feelings that these people already had about her. I have several questions about that incident. What was she doing with a heater that allegedly, the story now says that she took it herself to South Africa? I mean, what, a heater on a plane? And number two, why wasn't this mentioned at the time about a fire in Archie's nursery? Why save it for now? And three, she then went to work apparently. Why not take the child with her to work? Or maybe not work, but be with the child. Strange. Then we have Nelson Mandela's family hitting back at Meghan's disgusting comment where she compared herself to Nelson Mandela by saying that her wedding was like Mandela being freed from prison. Shaking my head here, literally. This comment originated by Meghan saying that the South African actor at the premiere of The Lion King in 2019 had said to her that when she married into this family being the royal family, we were rejoicing in the streets the same way we did when Mandela was freed from prison. So Meghan hangs on to this comment for dear life and uses it dramatically to compare herself with something so far removed from her that she could never be. And her comment about the UK referring to her children by using the N word, surely she means N for non-existent. Actually, it's not a common used word in the UK at all. London is very cosmopolitan, and that word doesn't get used except maybe by some people of colour amongst themselves in their light-hearted, jokey way. It's not used as an insult. So Meghan was either suggesting that a particular royal reporter used a vile racial slur against her children, where Meghan said they used the N-word, or that it was the British media as a whole. It just wouldn't happen that way. They would not print that word. And as I said, it doesn't even get used much in this country. And saying that Harry lost his dad by leaving the royals, what a statement. She's creating this drama with her choice of words and alienating herself even more from the public. In Meghan's new Archetype podcast, it's obvious that Mariah Carey meant it in a negative way when she said that Meghan was a diva at times. And then Meghan admits that she was sitting in quiet revolt at the dig. So it's very true what Tom Bower was saying in his book. Meghan does get offended and cannot bear being criticised, not even in a joking way, it seems. Mariah then reassures Meghan that she was referring to her clothing and her gorgeous outfits in a cringy way of wriggling out of the insult. So Meghan describes how offended she was in great detail, from squirming in her chair to thinking that her fangirl thing with Mariah was over, to then being told that it was to do with her posture and clothing, and of course she believed it, and then went on to explain all about what that word actually meant, and how it was a wonderful compliment being called a diva. Whatever, Meghan. I personally think it was a shame that Mariah Carey used that word for Meghan, because now Meghan feels that she's on an even keel with someone as talented as Mariah. All divas together type thing. As if. So we're hearing things about Archie, about how he calls two palm trees in the garden Mama and Papa. Again, I'm shaking my head here. As some people are saying, maybe his parents should spend more time with him. Poor child is probably living in a total fantasy world. The media is coming out and tearing into Meghan's latest interview. It's like most of them now have woken up to who this woman is. Natalie Barr from News.com Australia has labelled Meghan a tosser. Piers Morgan has called her interview revolting, and she's been criticised by Nelson Mandela's grandson, and more. There are more coming out saying what they think of her. The Telegraph is saying how Meghan lost America. Just like she lost the royal family, She does not do herself any favours, almost self-sabotaging, but reaching the headlines. And yes, she has broken the internet as she wished, but not in a good way, but for being infamous. And it seems it's what she wanted, because she just can't get famous any other way. The Spectator talks about the narcissism of Meghan Markle and asks if we are meant to feel sorry for her. Meghan also appears in the Cut magazine, which has been spelt alternatively by some people, messing around with a pen, and it's being described as preposterous due to shining a light on her narcissism. And the bouncy castle story, I find that quite unlikely. The story goes that Meghan said that they took Archie to a birthday party for a classmate and that everyone was surprised that they turned up. And then she goes on to describe how this 1-year-old was in the bouncy castle on his own. No one leaves a 1-year-old in a bouncy castle. They would not last very long at all, especially with other people coming in. You've just got to walk in and the poor child will be flying up in the air, losing control of itself. It would not be able to even sit in a bouncy castle. So, yes, it's being said that that's another lie. And now I hear that Trevor ENGLESON, Meghan's alleged first husband, is likely to speak out about Meghan's first husband. I'm talking about Joe Giuliano, who, according to quite a few people that knew Meghan back then, she was married to him and had an annulment, allegedly. I did do a video about this a couple of years ago, whereby I did Photoshop inlay proof, or rather it was my opinion, that Noelle Redmondson, who is supposed to be Samantha's daughter, looks so much more like a cross between Meghan and this guy Joe Giuliano, Meghan's first love apparently, or first real love. So it's all very interesting. I'll have a look and see if I can find the link to that old video I did. And at some point I'll put it in the description. Apparently, rumours are abound that Trevor ENGLESON is possibly going to reveal the information about Meghan being married before and about it being annulled. And allegedly, Tom Markle Sr. has photos of this. It was said that Meghan did the pregnancy thing to get Joe to marry her. And whether she was or whether she wasn't, I don't know. As I said, it's rumoured that he is going to speak out about this in his book. People have said that they've looked on the internet and there's no record of that marriage. Well, when you have an annulment, there is no record. That's the whole point of it. Quite often you cannot find any evidence of that marriage. It's sort of wiped clean and treated as if it was a non-marriage, as if it never happened in the first place. So there's not likely to be any record of that. But if these two, Tom Markle and Trevor ENGLESON, do speak out about this, this is going to be massive news. It's already been in one of the rag mags a few years ago. It's said about Meghan's first husband, or is Harry her third? Because it was a gossip mag, not a lot of people took notice of it, but others have done research. And that's when I started doing the research on Noelle Redmondson, the young woman who's supposed to be Samantha's daughter. And there were a lot of rumours around then that Samantha had brought her up, that Meghan gave birth to a girl and Samantha brought her up. Also, we have that woman who talked about hiring Meghan in the golfing world as a caddy, and she mentioned that Meghan already had a child. So that was already out there. I'll see again if I can find the links to both of those videos. So let me have your thoughts, and shall I do a video about that? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.